First question is, what do you want to get out of the next 30 minutes?
Increased confidence in the fact that I can do this, I would say.
Increased confidence. Let's break that down. So
Okay.
what are you not confident about right now?
Not so much my ability to post, but I think a big part of it, just going into like what I mentioned in the first night, is just having confidence in the fact that like people will trust me and like look at me in a better light than I look at myself, because I just feel like I look at other people that work out a lot and I'm like, they look better than me. Why would someone look at me and like want information from me and trust me, kind of thing?
So Fernanda obviously has an amazing body, right? If you want to work with people with eating disorders, but she doesn't have an eating disorder, you will always be the person that they choose. That's hypothetically, if that's who you want to help.
If that's what I choose my niche to be.
Right. So people are going to choose you because you're you and you can relate to them more than anyone else can.
Okay.
So I don't look at, unless like you're fat, like then I would never hire a fat trainer, but like I'm not gonna say that guy's more jacked, so I'm gonna hire him, even though this person has every other certification and I feel like I vibe with more. I'll always choose the vibe, I'll always choose the knowledge, what's gonna help me grow.
Okay.
So that's the way you have to think about it. Because if you compare yourself to them, there's always someone more jacked, more muscle, more lean, more toned than you.
Right. Yeah. That's true for everybody, I feel like. Okay. And I know you were just saying like you're using that as an example, but like another thing that like I've been thinking about through this process is I'm like, I don't want to, like, I definitely would want that to be something I incorporate into my brand or whatever, is like eating disorders and helping people get through that. But I don't want to train only people that like have eating disorders. And I'm kind of like, where do you start with that then? Like, what is your, I work with people, yeah.
Well, this business, I help personal trainers scale, but my fitness business, so funny because I started back in 2018. I didn't have to niche down because it was so taboo. Like I was one of maybe 100,000 trainers that are online.
Right.
Now there's hundreds of thousands, so now you have to niche down. So I kind of have a niche, kind of don't, but I definitely should. So right now I help menopausal women boost their metabolisms with my reverse dieting system. So menopausal women who need to eat more, essentially, and want to boost their metabolism.
And would you say you only have clients that are that?
No.
Or, no.
Nope,
Okay.
nope. That's just who I market to. I'll never turn someone down unless I feel like I can't help them. But I think a common thing is, if I only want to work with them, that means I have everyone else that ever wants to work with me would never reach out, which just isn't the case.
Okay.
And most clients, like, you got to reach out to them anyway. Most people aren't going to come to you other than your close circle. So that's one thing to understand. And it just comes down to, when you see Jessie, the online coach, 10 years from now, who does she love to work with? Like, what demographic lights up your soul that you can relate most to, that you're going to have the most enjoyment in training? Like me, am I super passionate about menopausal women? No. Would I love to help CEOs, entrepreneurs build a bulletproof mindset, get freaking jacked out of their mind and build their businesses? That's more up my alley.
Yeah.
But that niche is very difficult online for the fitness space, so I don't choose that niche.
Okay.
So that's how you should think about yours as well.
Okay.
Confidence in people and trust. Trust is built through your brand. Again, you don't have to have the best body on planet Earth. People instantly trust you when you start speaking their language, meaning, I know you don't want to talk about eating disorders, maybe like relationship with food, not full-blown eating disorder, but not looking at food as the enemy, but like food as fuel. And you talk about that a lot, and people hear that, and you take a holistic approach and a very mindful approach to nutrition. People who maybe suffer from eating disorders or just undiagnosed have a really bad relationship with food around stress and everything, they're going to resonate with you.
Yeah, that's very true.
I can't really speak to that because that's never been an issue for me.
Yeah, but I think that's true because just myself, when I see content like that, it speaks to me.
Exactly.
Because it's like, okay, someone else is like reminding me that like I need to eat to do what I like to do, and what I like to do is work out. And if I don't eat, I don't feel good when I do that. So. And
that's how you build trust.
Right.
So I think it's something funny happens, and it's very normal. It's like when you become the merchant or the salesperson, you forget what it's like to be a consumer. If you can put yourself in the consumer's shoes, whether it's consuming content, consumer of like buying products, you get a very crystal clear vision of like, like what you just said, like I do that too. Okay, so everyone else in the world also does that. So reverse engineer. Okay, here's how this made me feel and why. How do I recreate that for everyone else? Make sense?
Yeah.
Other questions? So sometimes it's like hey, I don't know what I don't know sort of thing. So let me ask, what else do you want to get out of this talk?
Well, I think one thing that I've been a little bit insecure about just being here is the fact that I'm the only person that doesn't post really anything like fitness related. It was reassuring to see you showing like people that didn't have an Instagram and like the fact that that can happen, because I kind of like, I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. Like everyone else has some sort of something on their page, but like that's not the case for everyone that you've worked with. So like if you have, say I signed up for your course, like how would you take an approach with me versus someone that already has some sort of fitness?
So it's just expectation setting. So someone like you, like I'll be very transparent, like it's just gonna take longer. So I have 3 packages like you saw, the accelerator, you just don't fit into that because in 3 months we can't build you an Instagram page, build you the business systems, the business knowledge, getting your client, like it's just too much in 3 months, which is the only reason why I made that 6-month plan that is cheaper than the 3-month, because for someone that's brand new, usually doesn't have a ton of cash just lying around. So I made that lower barrier to entry, but also more time just to implement things. So you don't feel so rushed and overwhelmed with how much stuff would need to happen very quickly in a 3-month program.
Okay.
That being said, I would first ask you, what do you care about? Do you want to spend a lot of time foundational, build the brand first, get the back end system set up first? Or do you care more so, I need to recoup this money as fast as possible. I want to get clients in the door as fast as possible. I will just cross that road when it gets there in terms of everything else. And so
I feel like that's hard for me to answer because I feel like I just like I don't know. And I'm not super like money driven.
Okay, so maybe you go the first. Like, hey, if all I do by the end of 6 months in working with you is understand the algorithm better than I ever had before, I get 20 to 50,000 new followers, I have all my back-end systems for my clients set up, and I get 2 clients, if you think that would be a win for you, then that's a win. Wins are different for everybody. It's just like what would make the investment worth it for you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just gaining the confidence and being able to do it.
Right. So if the investment, the only reason you need to make the investment is to rip the Band-Aid off, get some skin in the game is what I call it, to like, hey, if I don't do this, I will probably keep procrastinating where someone's not holding me accountable, and you know, maybe I'll worry and won't have the confidence when I'm trying to do this all alone, and I want that feedback. If that's what the investment means to you, then that's what it means to you. The approach though is pretty much the same. It's just how much time do you want to focus on the front part of it. So Matteo came to me at 4,000 followers, but his content was only doing 2,000 views. It's not going to do him any justice. So the roadmap is the same. It's just how long do we want to spend at each phase is something that you and I would have a long discussion about.
Okay. Do you mean in terms of like the 3-month versus the 6-month?
I strongly suggest you don't do the 3-month.
I wouldn't. But like, is that what you mean by like the roadmap? Like,
so the roadmap, right? So first we have to create a high ticket offer. So remember that mountain I created for you today? Something similar that fortunately I don't have the visual for, but first we create a high ticket offer. That's step 1 in a world-class program. Step 2, organic lead generation. That's building your brand, building your Instagram, figuring out how to message people. Step 3, sales, learning how to sell, how to get really good at the phone. Step 4, retention. You can't do step 4 if you don't have clients, right? You won't have clients if you don't know how to sell. You can create the best offer in the world, but if you don't know how to market it, no one's gonna buy it, right? So see how all of those build on top of one another? That's the roadmap, so to speak. So create the offer, create the marketing message after we're super clear on who our niche is, learn the algorithm, build your brand, followers, get them to take action, and then the sales and the messaging skills. All right, so that's kind of the front end, and then the back end is, okay, you have the client, now what do we do?
Okay. Well, yeah, the front end would obviously be more important for me then.
Right. So it's like, how good do you want to get at the front end? How confident do you want to be there before we jump into like optimizing back end? Not that we're not going to talk about like in the first week. So you come in, we figure out your niche. I do what's called a low-hanging fruit strategy, where essentially I try to get you a fast win so you can see kind of what's possible and get the ball rolling. So usually, like I said, within 8 days, someone has their first client, about $1,500.
8 days after
signing up.
Really?
So I do what's...
I didn't know if this was like 8 days after you finished the course or if it was like...
Nope. So that's what I mean, right? So like if the thought of already taking a client 8 days after signing up gives you super much, like so anxiety, I push that, what I call the 7-day push out. Because some people are just super anxious about, oh, I don't have anything set up, I don't want to do it. I'm a sell first, build later, because if I get a client signed up today and I tell them it's going to start on Monday, I got to buckle down and I got to do this.
Yeah.
Versus, all right, I can take my sweet sweet time building the program. I got 3 months, no clients. There's nothing holding your feet to the fire. And that's my methodology.
Okay.
So yeah, the low-hanging fruit strategy, get clients fast in the door. If you don't care about that, then we won't spend time doing that. We'll build brand, we'll talk a lot about content. So it all depends on what you want out of the investment with me or anybody else. At least that's how I do it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I would work better, like the pull pressure thing as well. Like I feel like I need to be fully tossed into it to actually.
So 95% of people is like, okay, I want to learn how to do all this, but I also want to make some money. So there's a happy medium of both.
Okay.
That answer your question?
Yes.
I don't know if we went off a tangent or if you asked me, but.
I didn't ask you. I think we went off a tangent, but that was all things I was curious about. So that's good. Okay. I don't have any questions. I want you to keep asking me questions.
Yes. Okay, so this was my question to you. Why don't you post? If you know you should post, why don't you?
I feel like I have a long history of fitness, but I just started training like 4 months ago, and like that was a big leap for me. And like this retreat like was not something I sat on. Like I saw Michael posting about it, and I was like, oh, like retreat in Mexico, trainers, like fun. Like what is this about? And like it was just not something I had fully thought of. Like everything that I have learned here and like seen is not really a world that was like, oh, I should do this, but I'm scared. I definitely have feelings of like being here now and like thinking about it. Like, yeah, I would be kind of scared to actually post on it, but I just don't think it was something I don't think I really knew much about this world or the fact that it was obtainable. Or
so
like,
you weren't posting because you didn't see a reason why you need to post or should post?
Yeah. And I think the difference for me is like, I feel like a lot of people here have like this career of personal trainer, and like, that's like what they've done for like so many years. And for me, I'm like just entering that. And like, I didn't really think that it was like something obtainable to have as like a full-time career, because all of my friends and people that I do know that are trainers are people that work 5 a.m. to p.m. And I was like, I would never want to do that full-time. Like for me, it's more of like right now, like fulfilling for me. I go to the gym for a couple hours after work and I do that and I love it. But I never wanted like a whole, and I think this is very eye-opening to me. I just had no idea that like this was such a big world of like actually being able to do something like this.
Giant world. Yeah.
Yes.
So you don't know what you don't know sort of thing. And so like coming here, like this is what we wanted out of this is like, okay, we want everyone to see what's possible when you put your minds together. The energy's super high. You see him doing it. You see her doing it. I think that's one of the main reasons why we're doing this in the first place. So if you don't have a block, then like post tomorrow morning, post Monday morning, just start posting.
But that's my other question. Like if you were to look at my Instagram right now, and it's just a normal Instagram, like I just post things for my friends and my family and my travels, so you would say like just go into it. Like you don't even do like a.
So we do a 3-day organic launch. Essentially, it's like, hey everyone, just want to make a special announcement. I am turning this page into a fitness page. It's been a passion of mine forever. I really love helping people, so I'm gonna start posting fitness and nutrition content every single day. I hope you guys all can enjoy the content, support me. If not, totally understand, but this is what this page is gonna be for. Boom, post it. It's a very uncomfortable post.
Sounds very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then you just start posting. You can talk a little bit about a story. So what I have my clients do when they come in, first post is something that you've never shared before. So like, it doesn't have to be the eating disorder thing, but something that you want to share that will resonate with who we figure out your ideal client is. So let's just say eating disorder, since that's what you opened up with here. I've never told anyone this, but I've suffered with disordered eating for 10 years. And it really affected my life and blah, 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 blah. And this is why I'm making this page into a fitness account. I want to help all the disordered eating people have a healthier relationship with food, Hope you can support me. Hit that follow, tell your friends, share this with someone. I'm super excited for what the future holds. There's your big announcement. Second day, thank you so much for all the support. I'm gonna shorten this. I have something really exciting happening tomorrow. Please stay tuned if you resonated with my first day's post. Third day, I'm looking for 5 disordered women who have disordered eating, wanna create a relationship with food and lose 20 pounds in the next 90 days. DM me nutrition for more information. Low-hanging fruit will DM you because you have people in your circle right now that will, even if they're not disordered eating, either want to support you or they really trust you and have been meaning to do it, just haven't pulled the trigger. And that's how you get your first client. So that's like the launch. After that, you post kind of what I talked about in the viral reel stuff.
Do you see people lose followers often. It doesn't.
I lose
It doesn't
followers
bother
every
me.
day.
But I would say, like, do you have clients that like turn their personal account into a fitness account and like lose?
Yep.
You would think, because
Yep.
I can imagine people
Yeah,
in my
like
life.
if I
would be
didn't
like,
give a rat's ass about fitness and you just kept posting fitness content, I would just probably unfollow
Yeah.
you. But like, it's not personal. It's just
No,
I don't
no.
want to see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Right?
It was just
Yeah.
honestly a curiosity.
Yeah, I probably lose 1,000 followers a day on my fitness page. It's just like at a point you'll get to is you want your following to outpace your loss of followers, and that's how you'll grow.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so that's how you start.
Sounds super uncomfortable.
Yes, but what happens if you keep making comfortable decisions?
Nothing.
Nothing changes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Coming here was probably a little bit uncomfortable.
Honestly, I'm very spontaneous, so it wasn't super uncomfortable for me because I've put myself in situations where I've gone on retreats where I know not a single person before.
Yeah.
But it's been great.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, it's a lot of mental stuff with you, like not in a bad way, but just getting over that, and then just your content today is gonna be terrible when you look back on it in 3 years.
Right. I'm
Because
sure.
over the years, you're gonna start cherry picking. Oh, I like what Mike does. I like what Danny does with the text. I like what Alexa does with the audio in this. I like the way the camera angle faces in Mateo's thing. And you're gonna start cherry picking what you like about little things of everyone's posts, and you're gonna start creating it in your own, and it's gonna be your own because you're using everyone's little ideas and forming it into one. So your content will get better, 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 and we have to train your algorithm to show you inspiration that you want. So, like I was saying yesterday, if all you watch is the news and you're consumed by the news, and the algorithm is AI, it's gonna keep showing you news stuff. If you wanna be happy and you love cats and rainbows, if you keep watching cats and rainbows, that's what's gonna keep popping up on your stuff. So what I say is you find your 3 to 5 competitors, binge watch all of their content, like their stuff, leave a video open, let it play 10 times through, training the algorithm to show you your competitors who you like their content, it does really well, gets a lot of engagement that you want to emulate. Then we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We just take what's already working and we put our own little spin on it. And we know with 70% certainty it's going to get a lot of engagement because it already did well for them. And that's the sauce.
That's the sauce. Okay.
Anything else?
Oh,
So, go ahead.
One question. In your program, like, do you teach a lot about like the software and more detail about the program?
Like trainerize, you mean?
Yeah.
Yep, I have a section for that. How to program and like use it, how to do check-ins, the actual forms. Like I can't obviously give you guys all the templates here, but pretty much for like all the actual scripts, all the consultation forms, the workouts, the meal plan library. I have all of that for you guys that I just give to you. But I also walk you through how to use the app, you know, what I would do here as opposed to doing this, and just my goal is to make coaching the easiest part of all of this for you, because the more time you spend on coaching, the less time you have spending on what's going to make you money.
Okay.
So how do we find the happy medium of give the client an amazing experience without spending all your time here, so that way we can keep boosting revenue as the CEO of the business?